spending time together as a family, being there for one another. We prioritize that, so we make that as a culture, as a norm, so that we do things every weekend together, especially on Sunday.
So what's the
Saturday, Saturday we go bowl. I mean, do bowl walking, go to the ocean, and just walk around, see New York City, the other side of New York City. Basically, those are.
okay? Just keep talking. I'm doing some adjustment quick. I want to ask you about how labyrinths, especially from the camp of the former ruling party, with the latest news of resignation upon resignation, and how are they seeing it on that side there, before we
Well,
move forward.
I cannot really talk about CDC. I'm not a citizen. I support President Weah, and because I support President Weah, I support the ideology of CDC. But I don't know how many of them looking at it. But for me, being somebody uh, who's not party sentimental or does not stay with party loyalty, I stay with the loyalty of the country. So I
Yeah.
was
Okay.
in the Democratic Party, and then I switched to the Republican Party. So you look for what is there for you, and if other people think that what they're looking for uh, is something that is of value uh, to make them effective in providing services to Mama Liberia, then that is good because that's what party is all about. But if it is just for my own selfish gain, that because we have a ruling party and I am a tribal person from the president, uh, people do that. I remember when NDP was in power, most of our crown brothers who were there. I had a friend at the executive mansion then. I was just going on the first floor to pick up some documents when I was planning to come to America. They said, "Oh, Mom, you," meaning that what I was one of them. Uh, and I said, "No, I'm a Bassa person, but I understand. Oh, Mom, you. I understand that one." But it has always been that way. People identify with certain political party for either tribal purpose or maybe in that party they can make their own life better and ruin the lives of so many people. So people, that's the reasons. Uh,
Yeah.
those who
Yeah.
switching, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah.
Those who switching from CDC uh, to this other party, they don't have any kind of tangible reason that is against the ideology of the party. They are moving from there because some of them for business purpose. We have a party right now. If you are not member of the party, if you don't criticize the party, mean, if you criticize the party and you are not a member of the party and others, even if you are a member of the party but you criticize the party, people sideline you. They don't want to have anything to do with you. I go through that and I don't mind. My own cousin-in-law, the husband blasted me or all kinds of things. And it doesn't bother me because when we were struggling to make the party relevant here in the United States, most of them they were not part of us, even some of those that are, yeah, because the president is from Lofa and majority of them from Lofa, so now they want to be loyalists to the need of Liberia, but that is not true. I know there's a friend from Lofa who was a chairman of Liberty Party, and when I was chairman for the Unity Party, they labeled me, "Oh, you Congo ball now?" I said, "No, that doesn't mean anything." And when you talk about Congo, Congo is ideology. So it's not like skin or like people used to think before. So whatever you want to live it, but I believe in what is right. And mostly Liberia coming from 14 years of civil war, I will always say that word, um, senseless war, killed and destroyed valuable things, valuable life for nothing. So looking at the name Unity Party, I was actually moved and I became part of Unity Party. I left Liberia in 1988. I didn't go back to Liberia until I think it was 2008 actually. So when I went 2008, I saw the condition on ground and other stuff. So when I came back, I decided to establish a chapter of Unity Party uh, here. But you cannot form a full-fledged political party outside of Liberia. So what we did was to have members of association of Unity Party. So those who were Unity Party members that are now in the diaspora, we just group ourselves together as an affiliate member of the party. Because here in the United States, you cannot form a foreign political party. And in Liberia, you cannot form a political party outside of Liberia. So you have to stay within the confine of the law of both countries. So that was done. So we were doing great. CDC used to be this used to be CDC stronghold, but some of us and some of the people that we recruited, the way in which they understand, the way in which they move with people, so we were able to gain ground. Uh, and we remained like that until the division came in the party. And while the division was in the party, because Unity Party S, which was Unity Party Solomon. Then we got Unity Party T, which was Unity Party Tokwa, the guy who was my co-chair. And then, of course, we have the Gaia Unity Party. Uh, and then we have the Sam Gayson Unity Party. And Sam Gayson was from the Fanny Sherman wing. And the Gaia family. And the other guy, he's currently in the government in Liberia right there. So all of us were part of the Joseph Boakai, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf wing of the party. So things were going on good until this guy came in. Oh, what is this guy? He lives somewhere. He was a chairman of the party. Wilmon
Pay,
Wilmon Pay. Yes.
he's
Sorry,
the current minister of Mines and Energy.
Yes. So when Wilmon came in, of course, he tried his best, but and they were able to manage it in Liberia. We decided because we did not want to maintain. Say that again.
I see what leader expect from the party.
Yeah, so I mean, he's a guy of good. I mean, I like him. He's a principle-minded person, and that's the kind of person I am. So sorry, I didn't build that kind of relationship with him while I was here and he was on our side. But we've been doing like that. The party remained divided until the election came and went by. And even this going election, the party was divided. But in Unity Party, we always try by all means to show our surface so that we will gain our aims and objectives. So those are some of the things, and we remain like that. And I believe that this party, CDC, it can strategize and move forward. People move from party to party. Here in the United States, of course, a lot of people don't like us to compare, but people left some strong member of the Republican Party. They left and joined the Democratic Party, and some strong member of the Democratic Party, including Elon Musk, they left and joined the Republican Party. So people they switch parties. So Liberian people shouldn't mind that and begin to badmouth those who left the party. In terms of Thomas Fala or Sir Joseph and some of those other guys who were party leaders during the election when President Weah was in leadership. That's the norm of political party. And again, I'm not sedition, but I don't know what they're going through, and I don't know how they're addressing it. But I would rather us, since I still support President Weah, I would rather us focus on how to rebound. And in rebounding, forget about, you're not going to forget totally about what the current government is doing. You talk about it, but you continue to mobilize and provide where the needs are to the suffering people. Now, most of our people, they can't afford to even get food to eat. Uh, and that is the case. You have the disaster, nothing is going on. So they should be focusing on that. Wherever the needs are, where they have the vacancy, fill in the gap, and you will see how you will do um, when it is an election year. You don't wait until that time. When we were defeated uh, by the Democratic Party, our standard bearer, political leader, did not stay back to say, you know what, even though he did not believe in the result of the election, they know that the election it was rigged, but they said that uh, the outcome, whatever the raking that was there, it was not big enough to change the outcome of of the election result. So some of us we gave, say, okay, that's fine. And the president, of course, he did not accept it, but he continued to move forward. And while moving forward, he was always having town hall meetings, going to this place, talking about how to make America great again, how we need to prioritize on immigration, tightening up all of these stuff, how we need to fight crimes because criminals are doing all kinds of things. Sometimes people see you on the subway when the train coming, they push you on the subway. Here in New York, some of these other gangster, they set a woman on fire on the train and all of those stuff. So the message started resonating with the American people that we need a president that will make sure that crimes are punished and all of those. So even when the opposition decided to craft all kinds of crimes against President Trump, can you imagine somebody with 34 felony counts, and you are guilty in all of that, but still the American people voted for him overwhelmingly. If you look at the map uh, of this going election, all the swing states, they all voted for President Trump because he was fully involved. He did not wait to see, you know what, um, maybe 2023 or 2022 before I will start running or I will start stay in contact with the people. And that's what I always encourage them. President Weah, at this time, he needs to, anytime he comes to the United States or go to the United Kingdom, wherever he goes, he should have town hall meeting with the Liberian people. And then, of course, some of them, whatever they observe, they will tell the president, well, we saw this error, this is what we can do. And then they will regroup. You don't wait until 2026 or 2027 before you start regrouping. I mean, it is up to them. But I think
Yeah, yeah. No, the last time we were talking about a similar thing that days on the radio, where in fact, I think it was you or that's either you or Ali were talking about, you know, the party, the party itself, or should I say the standard bearer or the political leader, President Weah need to do a lot of more job because elections have come and gone. Now you find yourself into opposition. Like you said earlier on, you just cannot sit and wait for the election before you start to move.
and
Why
many
you
people.
are, yeah, why
uh,
you are at that position at the moment is about time you start to work behind the scene to see how best you can amalgamate forces. You can right those wrongs, some of the things that actually led to you being booted out of power. You could sit down and have a sober reflection. Have some party gathering and see how best you guys can channel some of your grievances and mend those broken pieces and move forward because it's something that you are opting for to come back to power come 2029. But how will you come back into power when hell has been broken loose? So there's a need to come back together, re-strategize, and see how better they can move forward, or perhaps recruit more minds that will take the party forward. Because some of the leaders are saying there were some guy before you, even though they left and that the party still survived. Granted, but again, their absence and what have you, it means a lot to the party. It's like you need me, I need you too. So and they have to go on because once the person has actually ended their time with the party, life must go on. The party will miss them, they will miss the party. So it's a both thing, it's a both thing game.
yeah, I mean, CDC, people don't join CDC because they say they like the name CDC. Majority of the people that in CDC, they begin CDC because of President Weah. Today
That,
or
that, that
tomorrow,
that's a fact that we know.
today or tomorrow, the president Weah say, I'm done with politics, with the party, and things like that. CDC will not be, if CDC going to be in existence, it will be like like some of those other many political parties that we have in Liberia that don't have teeth to bite. So so he is the face of the party, and being the face of the party, if you see other people that you were branding, if they go away, you should start bringing new faces to brand them so that they can even promote the ideology of the party, so that we not just be uh, doing the same thing over and over and over. There are a lot of things that we can bring on board because we love Liberia and we want for our country to be developed. And President Weah, it has a lot of common sense that Liberia needs in order for Liberia to move forward. And during his regime, he applied all of those common sense methods, and the country moved forward in the midst of one of these pandemics. So President Weah, he knows what to do, how to do it. He knows when to come from behind and to penetrate your opponent. He need to apply all of those soccer skills into this. I apply my faith as a Christian. I apply it in anything that I do because the Bible says everything was created with God, and without Him, nothing was made that was made. And I also
But
know that
soccer and political governance, they are two different things.
they are not two different things, not at all. But people try to make it different. You cannot. If that different topic we can discuss, we can take that and discuss it all of
No,
all the
I'll
year. And
go ahead.
the thing is, look at politics. If you look at politics, everything about politics is about leadership and services. Okay, if you go in a church, leadership and services. If you go in a family, in a home, leadership, services. In business, leadership, services. So culture, faith, politics, they are all the same way of life. They are all to guide you into doing the right thing and to doing uh, providing the right services, which is part of the doing the right thing. So when we are in our secular stuff, we try to teach society that look, if you live this kind of life, or it will be good, you will be this person, you will be that person. Even in our Paro and Sandy society, those two schools, they taught our men and women how to be good parents, how to be a good husband, how to be a good wife, how to live with people in your community, how to respect elderly. All of those things, they are part of our traditional schools. And in politics, we talk about all of those stuff. But because they say, well, freedom of expression, freedom of speech, so we take all of those things out of context. And if we don't like the person, we describe them, we curse at them, we do all of this stuff. But culture, faith, and politics, they are in the same line to mold people for the better and to provide the needed services for people to be better. That's all politics is about. But the difference is, Anthony, if you are of the devil, when you come to politics, you will do the work of the devil. And we say that the devil comes to kill, steal, and destroy. We know that the Bible, the devil will do everything contrary to what the Spirit of God dictates. So bad people, when they come to any thing, they bring their bad behavior in it. In the church, okay, let's say, okay, the church is not it's not politics according to many of you. When bad people come in the church, they will do bad things. If the pastor has a bad habit of being a homosexual, you will bring in the church. If the pastor is a womanizer, you will bring in the church. If the pastor is not a womanizer, but the pastor is very, very crooked, he's somebody who is not good with finances, with money, you will bring in the church. You'll be eating the people's church money. You will be doing all of this stuff. And when they come to politics, they will do the same thing. So the people bring in what they are. That's why the Bible says, whatever we do, we should do as unto God. So politics was designed for the equipment, the betterment of humanity, and for the glorification of God. That's why we always pray for God to give us good leaders. But We don't choose because we already pray. We when somebody fool us with dollar, and that person is the devil, we bring them in. So when they come in with whoever they are, then when you see it and you say, "Oh, politics is bad." No, politics is not bad, but bad people when they come in politics, they make it bad. Bad people when they come in the church, they make it bad. Anything bad people go into, they will make it bad. It is not the politics that is bad. It is not the church or the religious group that is bad, but bad people. When they come in, that's what they do. Bring somebody who is bad into Freedom Radio, and you will see the fruit that that person will display in Freedom Radio. That's what I said. You cannot separate them. People will say, no, you got to separate them. You got to do this. You got to do that. But then, who do you ask for good government? Not God.
Yeah.
Everything we ask God. So mean that God designed it so that we can do it according to the way He designed it.
You
God
ask God,
designed
you ask God, but He gives you the passive way too.
but everything is clear. The way He wanted it done, He said, "This is the way. Take this way." In fact, He said, "I set before you life and death, but I rather you to choose life." Okay, and if you go to Isaiah chapter 45, it will tell you that I create good, I create evil. I, God, I create these things, but I rather you choose good than evil. I rather you choose life over death. And those are the principal thing that God said, so that whatever we do according to God. If you read in Exodus, where it talk about God has given us the land, God has given us how to mine gold, silver, and all of these things, and to be a craftsman, to be an engineer, and other stuff. The Holy Spirit that God gave us, it gave us to obey in all things. And then it also gave us the mind, the wisdom, the gift for to provide services. If I have a church and I tell the people, oh, God does not like rich people. So for that reason, I don't want for you guys to do commit yourself into business, commit yourself into working and all of those stuff. At the end of the day, you will see many poor people in the church. And that is what it is today with our churches. So now you give your sister money based on what she have learned for all of these years. They will take that money and then they say, well, the pastor say, if you don't put your money, if you put small money here, God will bless it. So if you don't put your money there, God not going to bless it. Then you leave all the other business that you're doing. You get into all of these prayer meetings, putting all your money, but your life is not changing because we don't understand the concept of God. Once we understand the concept of God, anything we do as unto God because it is God who created us in His image, in His likeness. So in His likeness, He created them, male and female, and He gave us what to do, how to do it, when to do it. So if we allow the demons, because Lucifer and the demon came, and they said they will be fooling people. They did not say to Adam and Eve, "Oh, you will not die." When God said, "If you eat this particular fruit, this is what's going to happen to you," He said, "No, you will not surely die." Even though He did not say you will not die, but said you will not surely die. And from there, He started tricking them, and we have all kinds of things going on today. Uh, and those are
That
some
you
of the things.
actually that it means something else that my mind is on because it was like when you eat that fruit, it means that you're gonna die natural death. It's like you're going to have an insight, meaning that you want to be like God.
Well, that was an interpretation that
Mhm.
Satan said that you will not follow that, but this is what's going to happen. And of course, death, corruption, and all of those stuff, they have their meaning that God, when God talk about corruption and all those stuff, when God talk about death, now today, we say, okay, spiritual death or physical death and all those stuff. But He said, if you do this what's going to happen to you. So if you have effective system that make who you are, because we can only identify with five according to people who studied temperament and other stuff. We have five, and those five that we talk about the sense, we call it senses, with smell, taste, feeling, sight. Uh, what was the other one? Feeling is feeling, seeing, tasting, uh, Yeah, I don't know
You
my
got
five senses.
you got seeing, smelling, tasting, feeling,
Uh-huh.
and what?
Is that four senses we get or five?
Have five.
Okay, somebody will get. See, I finished losing two of mine already. Eh?
Hearing, smelling,
Uh,
seeing, tasting, and feeling.
okay, thank you.
Yeah.
So those are what we call the port of entry.
Then
Sometimes
they
when
got
you are,
common sense.
huh?
They got common sense. They want to make it sense. It was my say. When you tell you say you should have known better.
Yeah. So those things that we call feelings, they are the port of entry into the temple, your body. Okay. So that's why you can see. That's why you can smell. That's why you can taste. That's why you can hear. Okay. So, like for example, if you come to Liberia, you say, "Oh, we are the port of entry." Of course, we got RIA is one of the port of entry, and then you have the sea port. Some people can come through that port of entry, and some people have across the land. That's how you come to Liberia. So, for the body to be effective, God gave us those uh, organs so that we'll be able to utilize them. Okay, so then when your taste bud is not good, you say, "Oh man, I don't have appetite. The food not taking it's not good," and that is affecting your body as well. If you can see, the same problem. If you can smell, the same problem. So somebody who is providing services in God's work in politics, God created that part of God's work, so that we'll be able to provide the needed services that God has entrusted in us to govern those people, whether in a church, whether in a home, whether in a business. But we don't understand it like that. So then we say, you're supposed to do this, the church supposed to be different. And the reason why in America they pushed the separation of church and the state was that doing feudalism in Great Britain or in Europe, okay, the Catholic Church was the backbone after they uh, they killed the disciples in Rome or Italy, what is now today Italy, when they took over Christianity through the Catholic Church. Everything they were doing was for the church to be the backbone to support the royal family or to support the king and those that were in governance. So anytime they ill treat the citizens, the church that's supposed to be there for them, the church is backing the government. So when those people fled uh, uh, um, uh, the kingdom of the United Kingdom, and they started looking for places. And of course, when they conquered America, they said, "No, we don't want for what happened to us during feudalism to happen to us while we are here and establishing capitalism. So we don't want for the church to be the backbone of the government." So that's why they say, "Okay, let's separate the church from government." But technically, physically, spiritually, you cannot separate. But the function that the church made itself to be then, that was what we were fighting. The people were fighting. Like today, we have the Liberian Council of Churches. How many of you guys see how the Liberian Council of Churches, how they functioning, how they actually are supporting political parties to a certain extent, and they prefer certain political party over the other political party. And we saw what they were doing when Joria was president, and we saw
So
what they
what,
are doing.
what does that tell you?
That's what I'm saying. They are uh, running the organization. That was the reason why the government of the United States said we got to separate the church from the, because we don't want for the church to be the backbone for the government. But it was not that the church is bad, but bad people that were in there, they were using their bad behavior to support the government so that the government can, in return, give them what they deserve or what they need. And that's what going on. But you cannot separate government from the church because God created them. But one people that God created, you know that God was in the formation uh, uh, and then Lucifer was with God, and he was dethroned. So he came with ideas. So when Lucifer came with ideas, he started fooling people. So that's how the church, when they established, that what they started doing. Okay, they start enslaving
Let,
people, they
let's not
start killing people.
go about this church and government stuff. Let's get
Okay,
down. Yeah, but we're trying to go different level now.
but it's
Yeah,
understanding, though.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
education, and
So
I was saying
again,
that because of the CDC people leaving from there and then from one thing to another. Yeah, but let's go to whatever you have.
yeah, again with the CDC thing, you know, everybody has the right to their own choice of political affiliation. So
Yes.
if they decide to take another trend of their political career, well, it left with them. But people are saying that X was a person, they are ungrateful, they did that because the party made them, they were nothing and what have you. And again, but again, what should be the things to look out for? Now the guys have gone. Should we still continue to cry wolf? Well, I would say no.
Okay.
They have left the party, yes, granted, but there's still need that you guys can come back together and to see how best you can look for the loopholes where the wrongs are and correct them before time comes. Because if you continue to struggle with confusion back and forth until 2027, then it tells you that politically you may be unstable. So until things are done properly, well, we can say for now, hell has been broken loose. Yeah, because everybody will not be for you forever. That's a fact. So
And the
if you
thing,
see this person, if you see the person coming out to be vocal on certain things because they feel it's time for them to leave, and then they are saying this thing, and then many will say that why they didn't say earlier on than now. Well, again, it may be somehow conflicting as it relates to when it's timing for such thing to be said, or it should be said with the time you are within the system.
we check for Aliyu Masale. Eh?
Yeah, seeing that. Yeah, so those are my concern. Ali is on.
Well,
Ali,
let him speak. I mean, talk, then I can answer the question. Or
Ali, Jack him out. You want to talk?
okay,
Ali.
okay. So what you say? People have the right
Yeah.
to talk about. Um, they are leaving the party. Doesn't matter. People can go, people can come, and what have you. But if you are leaving a party and you're making up lies, then the party need to come and correct the lies. For example, if Liberia, who is governed by three branches of government, and then we have one branch that is the referee. Uh, so when the first branch of government and the second branch of government, if they are not going according to the book that set up the government, then the Supreme Court or the court system will come and say, look, what you guys are doing is wrong. For example, if the president is not doing the right thing when it comes to job, for example, if Congress, our lawmakers, if they were to pass a concession agreement, and then the concession agreement that they passed,
Hey, boss,
uh, yeah, that's
Ali,
Masale,
you?
Masale, Masale.
Oh, you ready again?
So if the law that the lawmakers will pass, if that law the president doesn't like it, the president will speak about it. Say, well, this I don't agree with this one, so I'm not going to sign it into a law or whatever bill or whatever agreement something they do.
You have
It's
the veto power.
yes. So, but you cannot. You say you sign it, and the president did something extra. They have the right to call, even if not the president himself. They have the right to call the ministry that is responsible for that. For example, they can call labor ministry. Say, well, these are some of the things, and then they take it from there. But you sat down You didn't say anything. You were singing praise of these people. Then, because you're breaking and you want to spare lie to the people, because liars, when they come to politics, they bring lies. They will not say the truth. When people who can talk true, when they come to politics, they will talk true. When they're in the church, they will talk true. Liars will always lie wherever they are. So for you to come in and you want to gain popularity and start lying, those are some of the things we talk about. Everybody in the Liberian government, the senators, they are all been in government before. And for them to say, the price of food, they are high, so we're going to set up a team to look into it. The budget that you pass and all those stuff, they are part of looking into things and where you should spend more money and where you should cut money and all of those stuff. But look at JFK, the hospital is a mini prison. And then look at what happened at Redemption Hospital with this poor lady. I'm sorry for calling her poor, but for this, our sister, okay, and all of those stuff. Then lawmakers say, we'll look into it. You cannot stop people from getting treatment. We'll look into it and all of that. They have the budget, but they want to fool the Liberian people as they always been fooling us, so that we can say, oh yeah, the other government say they're going to listen to us, do all of stuff. That's a lie. When liars come to power, they keep lying. That's why the Bible said the thief comes to kill, steal, and destroy. And you will see all of that. They destroy our educational system. Why? Because whatever education they have already had, they're sending their kids to other country to acquire education, and you staying there. Whatever they came to destroy our healthcare system. Why? They don't go to hospital there. When they're sick, they either go to a nearby country or go to the United States to seek healthcare. So they're destroying your healthcare, and that will result into killing you. And those are what the Bible describes Satan. So when a person come to government, you will see the deeds that they are doing. Because the Bible says the fruit of the Spirit of God, it produces all of these things: love, joy, peace, da 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 da. But when you see the fruit of the evil or evil spirit, they don't want for any other person to survive. Everything belongs to them. Even the small thing that the other person will have, they will take their land away from them. They don't have any power to fight the court. And then at the end, that person will struggle. And then a signal come in, the person die. These are what is going on in our country or in the world today. But I always like to say our country because small as we are too evil. And I'm not saying all Liberians are evil. But if you look at statistically, if I support evil person, I'm evil. Because like, how do you call it? Something attract one another, eh? And there's a saying that bird of the same feather flock together. So
the same flocks together.
yeah, if I know that Masale is evil and I support Masale, then I'm evil.
Bad spirit trap bad spirit.
That's it. So Masale, it's all yours.
Ali Masale, are you there? They making just show a face. Just go you come up.
And one thing, I think
Guys,
Masale, I think you're changing you see my Masale have been in green, and you know that green is Unity Party color.
don't put me in situation I can't handle. What's up, guys?
Yeah, more Ali voice.
Oh man.
Yes. Where are we today? What are we discussing?
We're discussing at random.
Talking about people exiting the party.
Especially the people that are leaving CDC,
And then one other thing that he mentioned, which I have not said anything about it, was there was a lady.
I was about to. Yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I just wanted to remind you. Go ahead.
There's this video circulating on social media, of a lady confronting police officers. I listened and watched the video. Her point was why the police had to direct the car that she boarded from, I don't know where she came from. Apparently around the Pinzip belt, but I think happened around the 12th Street area. But where normally park to disembark, police directed another place, and she said it was too far. She was like going to another place. She had to walk, so it was somehow frustrating to her. So she decided to lash at the police officers, you know, venting her anger. I was when the whole thing started, but after she did it, she was going scot free, and then the guy prevented her. They say, you cannot really insult on police officer and just go free." And she was like, she was saying it repeatedly. When he made mention of calling 104, she used the F words. She even had a motivator, she knocked motivator, it fell on the ground. So now it brings me to the point where all these things coming from of late, where you see citizens and police are all into clashing. What I feel, I don't know. What are some of the causes? The last time again was police versus the army. The other time was the police, power theft, and some Fuller National and blah blah blah. Out of that.
And the other time again, the government, the same police people, when President Boakai, I think, was somewhere Bon County or whatever county he was in,
Yeah.
he was miles away. They stopped those people. Some of them, they have hospital appointment. Some of them, they were going on a funeral service and all those stuff. And the police, they said they should not go. They stopped it in the middle of nowhere. So some of those things they can be I mean, it's provocative. But let go ahead,
Ali.
Aliyu, then we talk about it.
I will join your income meeting, please.
Huh?
Then
I
you
will be
join
with
us. Hey, man.
I can't understand the guy.
Yeah.
You can't.
Working. I'm working, guys.
Okay.
You see the man promoting United Party green all the time. So I saw the video.
I don't know what we can put it. I don't know if you can put it up for those that
no,
watching
I'm
this
not that
video.
good. Tony's good.
Yeah, myself. But I think I can. I don't know.
But the video is start from where he started pointing his finger or when the police.
She started pointing at his face.
Yeah, and others. But we don't know what led to that. We don't know where and how the whole thing started. We just added that piece in there. And of course, most of our people, because they have the authority, they have the uniform, but they don't know how to represent themselves as somebody who's supposed to be there to protect life and property. Sometimes it is good to have a decent dialogue with the person, but sometimes to talk to them, they don't want to talk to you. And what you've been going through all throughout the day, and you're saying they don't want to do it. Sometimes they will go as far as seizing people's market, and they don't get it back. So sometimes those things they can agitate the civilian people. I'm not saying they should attack people in uniform, but if you are a police officer, anybody can say anything as long you are a government, a public figure. What they cannot do to the police officer is to assault the police officer, but you can insult the police officer. I can tell you stupid. I can say this. I can say that. I can put my hand on the police officer, but I can say whatever I want to say, express my anger to the police officer. The same way they were trained to make sure to take all of those stuff. That's part of the job. Here, police officer, you can say anything. They will say, "Oh yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am." But what they're not going to do is that the wrong that is done for them to switch it over. You will go through your behavior, and you know that you're not supposed to put your hand on them. So once that is just verbal, it doesn't matter to them. But they will go through and charge you for all of the crimes that you have committed, whether that resisting arrest, uh, assault, and other stuff. They will say that I have never heard somewhere where police officer was because he was insulted. Somebody say you stupid or you fool or shut up or you bitch or all of those stuff. So they will issue the person ticket. Not even here in this advanced country. So insulting the police officer. It is not a good thing for you to insult anybody. Anybody with feeling will feel that way. But it is not a reason for you to say no, you can't go because you insulted police officer. If you say you assaulted the police officer by putting your hand on the police officer, for this reason, we're going to arrest you, then that's it. But because the person curse at you or insult you, then say, you can't go, blocking a person movement, you cannot do that. If you want to stop the person because of the assault, because we all saw her hitting the police officer. But at one time, I think they dropped the walkie-talkie or whatever that was in the police officer head. If that phone is damaged, the police officer can also charge her for destroying personal property and other stuff or state property, but not because a person cursing at the police officer.
You can't go. You can't go. You can't go. You will not go. You will not go when they arrest you. You will not go. No man will touch you. You will not go. People be paying them. You want to go pay them. You are the one. You saw what you did. You will not go. You're not going. Don't go. You can go. You're not going. You can go. You can never be on police. You know that's your lead. You are there. That's your channel. She can go. You're not going. You're not going. No, you're not going. You're not going. You can go. You can go. You're sorry. You can go nowhere. It's very 46. She start beating up. She want to go. She's not going nowhere. Maybe you're not going nowhere. You're not mess your own police. They say you won't go. You can mess your own police. No, don't touch her. Don't touch her. You going. You can go, man. You can go. You can go.
So you just a little bit of what transpired. Even though I wanted for those that are watching to see that you can draw a little conclusion or little analysis from what you've heard.
Well, the thing is, you can't go. You can't insult a police officer and you go. You can't go and trying to physically block the person. Things like that. What I see in there, I saw assault, pointing, hitting the police officer on the cheek or in the face.
Yeah.
Nobody's supposed to do that to a police officer. And a police officer cannot and should not do that to any other person as well. But we see where the police officer, when they're ready to do their own thing, they do all kinds of stuff. Look what happened to Yeke Koluba when Yeke Koluba vehicle was parked over there. Police came and they were breaking into the vehicle. They're not supposed to do that. So they need actual training, even though again nobody should put their hand on a police officer. No police officer should put their hand on any individual unless that person is a threat. And if they're arresting that person and the person resisting arrest, they can apply some level of their expertise to subdue that person and take the person to the court. In one of the stuff, the lady said, I'm not going to explain what happened. I'm not going to explain it in the public. So if there's anything, you take me wherever. Professionally, they're supposed to have taken her to either the precinct or the police station, and whatever charges they have on her or whatever happened, if they want to find the true story, they can do that.
She didn't say so.
No, she said she was not going to explain anything to them in the public like that. That's why they walk her or somewhere.
Yeah, but because for what I grabbed from her, she said as long as he explained the public, she wants to explain the public because she doesn't want to go in any hiding place or any quiet corner because he explained to them or to they gotta intervene, the other police officer like intervene and when they were on the stuff.
What I heard is that I'm not going to explain in public. He
Okay,
has already explained that
whatever.
I'm not going to explain in public. That's why they started walking her to, I don't know whether that's a police boot or whatever that was. But I didn't hear her to say, okay, I'm going to explain my in public. Send the police officer. I already explained his public. So, Masale, did you see the video clip? We don't know where it started, how it started, but what we saw from that particular video clip was she was angry and then started pointing her fingers, touching the police officer jaw or cheek or face, things like that. But they said she
Yeah, I saw that
insulted.
video. I saw that video. First of all, that woman, she not trained, she not from home. Yes, that's the first thing. Because you see, I don't know, they see nonsense our other sister did they go on time. Oh, she fool that woman, she wear hijab, that the same foolishness they want here day today. And I hope they should like her or in charge of because you cannot assault a police officer. You can do that. That's a crime under our law. You see, not because the way in which our police conduct themselves or the way they carry themselves, so people should be there respecting them. And this is why our police need total reform. They need to try to see how to straighten the police. There are some people they need in the police force, they need to go for some in-service training. You see, because when I saw that video today, I was like, okay, yeah, because she saw fuller woman daily and people will have some bunch less basic people in the street. Oh, we want justice. Maybe that why she, you see, these are some of the things. When things happen and you people don't set precedent, other people will want to ride on it. You see, even though our police, some of them, they conduct themselves very reckless, they go out of their police ethic and other things, that does not give you any right as a private citizen to assault them. Like you said, Solomon, yes, police can take insult, but they won't take assault. Like here, sometimes, so many occasions, you will see somebody will be insulting the police. They will be there, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. When you insulting them, you can cause them, you use all the F words. They won't put hands on you, they will just be there, yes, ma'am. If you may, you be insulting them, yes, sir. Yes, sir. They not get time. But they make sure if you're supposed to be arrested, they will arrest you. Don't dare you put your hand on them. You can insult them anyhow. But you saw what she did today. A woman who is treating your parents, treating you from home. You can't do that. A woman who have a husband, you get respect for your husband. When you go out there, when you see a police officer, no matter what you do, if you respect your man, if you got good upbringing for your parents, you can't try such nonsense. She's not from home, she's not trained. And I just saw something just now, I was just reading it, that the woman who challenged the police today, assaulted the police, she under detention. They said that they should keep her there and she should be charged and sent to court. You can do that. Not because our police have been underpaid, we get those good for nothing people. They take all the money, they enrich themselves, they get our police officer paying them 150, 125, 100, and they send them out there. People who there to protect lives and property. See how the police have been treated in that country. How many times they can get their uniform in a year? How many times they can get their footwear in a year? When they get them one uniform, maybe after 3 years before they get another set of uniform, they say yourself should go buy it. The money is there. They can do this thing. How dare you, police officer general? Oh, they call, oh, and now you say Banave, there's an Arabic case. Oh, and now you say Banave, there's some fight going on, people get nerve. You will not call your grandma, your grandpa, your brother, your sister, the police you will call. You not call the minister, you not call the representative, you not call the senator, you not call the director, the police you will call. But you get the good for nothing people, 10, 15,000 at the end of the month. The police you call it to go save life and property, you give him $100, $150. How dare you? What benefit are they even say get you? What facility? They say, okay, we pay you $150, we'll pay your children's school fee, they get free medical insurance, all of these things. Police get anything like that? Even when you pay them 200, 250 and thing, you say, okay, yeah, your children will go to school. When your children sick, they will go to hospital and thing. Nothing like that. We just get few group of people enjoying all the resources of the country. How much police are making today? LDEA officers, people who fighting just their own volunteer work. How much are you paying them? Immigration are there to protect our borders. How much are you paying them? You see, government in, government out, the same nonsense continue. Eddie King, George Weah King, Joseph Boakai there again. Joseph Boakai is even said worse, Congo man say worse up. Because this is the man that complain on wasteful spending. When you talk today, they say your government was there. What did they do? Yes, this is why you kick her out to come and do what we couldn't do. You said we're doing wasteful spending. You coming to rescue the Liberian people. But see today, see the economy. That they don't say it was in the toilet, now it's in the septic tank. They are already flushing. You see? See the economy today. See the inflation rate compare it to the time you say you're coming to rescue. Look at the inflation rate today compare it to George Weah administration. See the amount of people that are out of job today. See the unemployment rate, the men that came to rescue and compare it to the past administration. Every day taking people out of job. That alone, Anthony has said over there, if you don't ever pay him $5, you know how many people surviving on that $5? If you don't ever just take him for that job, you know how many people have been affected? Or government that came to rescue, they just taking people out of job, taking people out of job. You see, the same thing. During my last time, pay people 15,000, 20,000, George Weah King, he call it down. United Party take him today, they not take it back to the same level. To be pay people 20,000, 25,000, 30,000. Is this the government that came to rescue? You say you were suffering under George Weah. He was cutting down people's salary. Solomon, he make it $200, I will give you $150. I put another $100 there, and then employ Anthony. Okay, yeah, Anthony, he making $200, I will take $50, I give you $150. This is what we expected you to come and do. Up to now, you can't undo salary harmonization today. But you're putting people down. You say you're cleaning the payroll. Why are you cleaning the payroll? The wage bill going up. Now, me and my household, we are saving. I say, okay, yeah, babe, the money we're spending for food is too much. Let two of the children go to their Uncle Solomon. We're spending $500 every month for food. Okay, let's send two of the children to their Uncle Solomon so we can see. We send two of the children to Solomon just to cut down like 500. Our food money go up to 800. What sense does that make? How United Party people cleaning the payroll and the wage bill continue going up? Why carrying it up? They continue adding their people in the salary up. Then you honor pay the police, the security in the country. And these people, they are there. Local doctors, local nurses, how much are they making today? You get doctors and nurses, they stay doing volunteer for the past 3, 4, 5 years. And you say they shouldn't see the drugs when they bring in the hospital. You see, so that woman, she not trained, she from whom they should charge her and send her to court for assaulting a police officer. No matter how they underpay them, no matter how they conduct themselves, you get nothing to do with that. When they're talking to you, submit yourself as a citizen. They are there, you should know. In case of any emergency, they're the one you can reach out to. So far, so good at what I have to say on that issue. The issue of Sir Joseph, or I don't want to get relevant to these people because Sir Joseph, you work with CDC or 6 years, according to all these allegations. If they were true, you remain quiet. And you were still running campaign for George Weah re-election. So if George Weah were to be re-elected, you are going to sit there for another 6 years, that's 12 years. And then all of these things you said, you saw they were happening, you couldn't talk. So you are going to be there, George Weah administration destroying our people, concession agreement coming, he said no, unless you give me 10 million, unless you give me 30 million. You are going to say that there, another 6 years again. You are an enemy of the state. You are a political prostitute. Be jumping around, go to another party. You people are parasites. CDC mayor today. You see, you like you can go. Joey Asa can lead CDC. Ali Masale can lead CDC. That's all I have to say on this thing. Thank you.
See, with the statement regarding the lady, of course, we don't know what provoked her, and of course,
Yeah.
As I said earlier, I don't
But
care who aggravate you, what happened. You don't assault anybody. You can take your matter to court, but sometimes when that adrenaline gland is pumping and you're really, really upset, you will do anything to do. I think she is from a good home, but probably because of what happened. See, we don't know the beginning of the whole thing. We just saw her action or her reaction to that. For example, like the other one that happened in the bank just recently. They said this guy he went to Baccarat, I mean, to do armed robbery. I don't
I
know
whole
whether.
story there. That's the whole story there. I don't want to go about it
No,
because
but the thing I'm saying that because I'm mentioning it because the police,
yeah,
the way
yeah.
in which they're doing things, and that gonna make people angry to take matter in their own hands on some of these police officers the way they behave, and even their own bosses they do the same thing to people. If you were to travel outside of the city area, sometimes those police officers for no reason they will just harass the people. I brought a friend of mine, a white guy. We came, he carried a passport card. So we got to a Bijo Town intersection. So they they didn't put me out of the car. They didn't put my wife out of the car or the other person, but they just saw the white woman come. So I followed them to listen to what they were saying. Then they said, "Where's your passport?" So I told him, I said, gave them the passport card. He said, no, this is not the passport. I said, look on it, what it says. So it means that all you can do, scan it, and then you will see all of his information. The flight he came on and all those stuff. The detail of his coming here will be here. You don't know whether my wife is from a different country or whether African American or Black American or the other lady there. You don't know. But because you saw this or the guy is a white guy, so you wanted to take money out of the person. You don't do things like that. We bring our friend to see our country so that they know how our country run. I could have called somebody that this police officer they harassing our guests. But I didn't do that. And I'm saying all of this to say that our police, they're looking for their living. And because they're looking for their living, they can take disadvantage of people. And it is very, very wrong. In as much as the police are there to protect life and properties, even though majority of those police, where they're supposed to go to protect life and properties, they are not in those kind of neighborhood. But yet then they are there protecting life and property of the Lebanese man. They're protecting life and property of the concession companies. And those concession companies they have money to train their own security. But the few security people that we have, that we give to those people. And in our community, nothing actually there. So yes, the way in which she reacted on that video, because anybody who saw the video, they will say, "Oh yeah, she assaulted the police officer," and nobody should assault any police officer. We should learn how to respect our police officer. I always said there's one police officer. I don't know whether he's still in the police office. I look out for him. The nickname that I know is Ray, and Ray used to be at the ERWA Zoom police, and he was doing something real good. And then somebody who was driving for the chief justice at the time of Madam Scott, the guy was violating the traffic law, ha- having a vehicle that does not have the marching plate and all those stuff. The guy was putting over the vehicle. Then they said, "Oh, you know who are driving for?" And the police officer couldn't do that because he was going to lose his job. So we are in serious problem, and we need for those things to go. For our police officer to behave to our citizen, and for our citizen to behave properly to our police officer. That's what I have to say for now.
What happened to Anthony? Solomon? I hope maybe there's an electrical problem again. Solomon, are you there? Even the problem, like you say, Solomon, where the police supposed to be to protect life and property, they can't be there. Yes, because these are some of the things. If you get a police officer who's supposed to pay a horse rent, even in Liberia now, you can't even say the zing round. You can't even see a zing round house now for rent in Liberia for even $15. All horse rent now for $20 upward. So if you get a police officer that's supposed to be paying $20, $25 for his horse rent, and he work 31 days in a month, or maybe 26, 27 days in a month, and you looking at him to get you $150, what do you expect? You see, he will be over there harassing the taxi drivers, the keke riders. You see, the motorcyclists. They will be in the street there. Nobody can be satisfied when it comes to salaries and things. Even we are in America, yeah, the work themselves will do it. Even all the money they pay us, we say, oh, look at the work we do. They pay me $20 an hour. See the work they were doing, they pay me $18 an hour. Nobody can be satisfied, but at least be able to give these police officers something that within they can want to sustain their family. But today in Liberia, civil servant, police officer, immigration, we talk about the doctors, the nurses, LDEA, all of these people, their expenditures are more than their income. So how can you even fight corruption when this kind of thing are happening? At the end of the day, immigration made to the border, somebody will come, he look at you, and then somebody just call him on the side, oh yeah, or immigration, that my brother down there, that my sister there, go shake his hand, maybe sucking $100, and say, but I'm a home on salary yet. And he just do what he can do and allow that person in. You see, these are some of the things we're talking about. And this is not tied to Joseph Boakai alone. And the only way Liberia, our country, is going to move forward, we have to call out this wasteful spending that our government in, government out continue to do. This issue about trying to be buying people $45,000 car 2 times in a year, we need to call it that nonsense. This issue about giving lawmakers gas, we need to cut it off. Giving lawmakers scratch card, we need to cut all of these wasteful spending off. We need to do some constitutional reform. Where those good for nothing people, when they sit over there, they decide their own salaries and what they make. How many laws these people have passed, bills and things that is in the interest of the Liberian people that will make impact on our lives? Nothing. What the essence of buying a $45,000 car? You see, so what sacrifices are they making? Some of them got elected today. They say go back to those various constituents that elected them. They don't go there. These are some of the things. When you vote for them, you tend to slap in their hand. They care less about you again. You see, when they're doing something, you tell they call you nonsense majority. Even the labor law, the labor ministry that one of the places in that country they really need to work on. You see, you can see the kind of modern age and time you still get people living on have less than $2 a day. People work, they pay them $6 for a whole day. There are some us we live we get the pictures are live like we live country America, Australia, other part of that life. Made on our population with all the natural resources we have. This is so sad for our country. You see, you think our people are supposed to be over there, be begging or every now and then? These are some of the things. We got government officials When our children are sick, their family, they take them abroad for treatment. This is why they don't put money into the health budget. You get government officials, their children go to private school. This is why they don't straighten the education sector by putting money in the education budget. You see, but in America here, we get lawmakers, we get mayors, we get governors. Their children can go to government school, public school. Why you think? Because they put the education up to standard. They put money there, so they know they see quality education your children getting to private school. That's the same quality education in the government school. So what the essence of sending your child to private school? You see, but Liberia is not happening. So there are a lot to be done in our country. So much thing need to be done, or else we are not going anywhere as a nation anytime soon. You see, when it comes to healthcare pool, it comes to education pool, it comes to security pool. You see, you get people they are not stay in government, but they get private, they get police officer manning them. See, recently what Ghana president did, all past government official and thing, he withdrew all the security from them. The security men are supposed to be safe, there to protect the citizens, to save lives and property. They are there manning private individual. If you want somebody to man you as a private individual, hire private security. So Liberia, we get a long way to go. Our constitution, we need some constitutional reform, need to do some amendment. When it comes to the labor law, we need to do some changes within the labor law, because I wanted the useless ministry in Liberia, the labor ministry, looking at the age and time, we still get people living on $1.50 a day. There are a lot to be done in our country, or else our people, we will suffer, we all, because when we get our family then there, as they calling us, we forced to do it. You see, we forced to do it. Solomon, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
I don't really know what happened to Anthony. Probably maybe
Well,
there's an electrical
he,
problem again.
he said we are off, so
Oh
maybe
my,
we offline, so not now on the radio station. What have you? But yes, we can. Unfortunately, will not be able to call today. What have you? But we have serious problem. I don't know whether they have the Constitution Review Board. There's supposed to be a Constitution Review Board in Liberia, so that people who have concern for the Constitution, whatever they have concern for, they go to the Constitution Review Board, and that board was put in place legally. But I don't hear anything uh, about the Constitutional Review Board in Liberia. So they can recommend to the lawmaker that there's a need for amendment in the Constitution. It is the Constitution Review Board that will make the recommendation uh, that is constitutional to the government of Liberia. So once those things are not in place, we'll be like this. Look, just quite recently, we noticed that in order for the Senate not be not forced um, to do some sort of to vote on some stuff, they have to approve it. So that the auditing that they talk about, if they don't approve the auditing, then you can audit them. How will you make your own law so that you know what nobody can audit us? So we can mismanage all the money. Anytime anybody talk about auditing them, it becomes a problem. Majority of them or all of them, they will gang up against that person. We thought it was just something with the lower house. Just recently, they won in the Senate. Some people oppose it. They said if they want to do amendment, they should bring certain thing to the Senate floor so that they can approve it before they can do uh, 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 um, for them to audit them. What is that? All the law they make over there, even to impeach them or to do what we call a vote of no confidence where you can recall them, they have to get 2/3. So over there, they are there for one another's interest. They're going to get a 2/3 to do the work of the Liberian people. So this is where we are. The same way, there was no way they were going to change the constitution of the Republic of Liberia. The only time they talk about changing the constitution of Liberia was when we had a military coup in 1980. That's when people started saying, we need to change the constitution. President Doe and the other people, they got together, and of course, they set up the committee. That's how today we have the 1986 constitution that we have today. It shouldn't take military intervention before we can do necessary changes in our constitution. It is not good for us. We said the Congo people, they were this, they were that. Now the Congo people, they are not in strategic positions in the country. They may have few of them. They may have their hands in the economic aspect of the country. But you guys are the one. But you who are there, you're stealing the money. You're doing all this stuff. You don't want to bring any kind of significant changes that will benefit the people. Even when they fought Baron Brown and some other people, they brought in the minimum wage or the decent wage. It's not working because many of you guys have your so-called farm and you don't want to pay the people better money. So they're still making less money. And the kind of family they have. And you're telling us that you came in to serve us, but you're not. You came for us to serve you, and that's what is going on. And all of us, we should forget about our political party affiliation and talk about the right thing to do for our country. Before they said, well, you can be a citizen of another country and be a citizen of another country. So or the other people, white person can be citizen in our country and all those stuff. And then we say, well, we are the beautiful country, the nice country, but we discriminate against other people. And the Congo people, they used to say, if we allow these white people to come, they're going to take all the land that we have in the country, and our people they will not have anything. But look, you gave 1 million acres of land to Firestone. And see what been going on for our people that really used to farm over there. They didn't have any place to farm. And you introduced Pusawa or the American parboiled rice to them because that's what you guys were giving. And then if you gave them one bag of rice, they have extended family. They will share, cut out one bag of rice into two, half go to the place, they eat half. Before the month is over, that half bag of rice is over. They got to take a second.
People are still not using all for the our stomach. Liberia man and rest business.
I'm telling
that
you.
Yo, that's why you see, as soon as they say election time coming, red Benin can be here. Everybody keeping it. They say we go get their food. They will vote for us. We need to change that mindset.
That's the whole thing. And look at in Basel, we have something. Even I don't know what a different type of yam, but we got what we call get C, then we get T, and we get Hure, different ones. And those things, they are very delicious. You don't have to eat only rice. And of course, cassava, you can do cassava in so many forms, even not just Domo alone or the greater one, different things, even cassava chips, all of those stuff. But the people, they couldn't farm, their land was taken, a lack came and it took, I don't know how many acres from we nation over there, extending all the way to Riverside, in Riverside County, all the way there. So the people, nowhere for them to farm. And when they cut that bag of rice into two, the other person eat half. By the time you know it, before the a week is over, they finish eating. Then they put in for new rice. But that new rice, you will pay for it. Then at the end, when in time to get paid, they subtract all of the things that they gave you. Then you're left with either negative balance or no money. then to send your child to school, you can't do that. Other families that are depending on you, you can't bring their children to your school unless you do it some kind of way and change their name. And you say, oh, these are my children before they will go to school. And that we're still going through all of those stuff. Oh boy. So anyway, we're now on radio. So anything you want to say to that, you can say, then we can leave. Saleh, Saleh, are you on?
Solomon, can you hear me?
Now I can hear you. Yeah.
Yeah. I said okay then because we on the radio, so we'll see tomorrow morning on the show.
I want somebody. You want to read a comment? They said, I don't know, maybe the user since I started. All that when you were blasting at a woman for the police. I mean, they said since I started following your. I mean, he meant to say this is the first time you speak good of his government. So the good evening, Freedom Family, Freedom FM family. I am watching live from Point 4, Bush Road, Ireland. And the other person, Mohammed D. Fofana. Good evening, Freedom FM. I am watching you from Iron Factory. Thank you very much. Then Leon Lee. Politics and football are two different fields, not related at all. Well, I disagree with you. You use strategies in soccer, and also you use strategies in politics to have a good government. So everything is about strategy. So football is about strategy, government is about strategy, politics about strategy. So Mr. Lee or Leon, yes, they are related. David Williams, I'm watching from Colorado, USA. Thank you for watching. And then Agatha Glasgow, I'm watching from Tingers Village, RIA Road, where the common citizen children live. And then Andrew T. Namwe, good evening, my FM family. I am following from my residence in Thomas Up Community. Tom's Up Community, Township of Cowell. Now, let me see what else they are. Okay. So, Henry T. Toh Jr., good evening. I'm following you up from my residence in Cowell. Thanks for the information to our country, Liberia. Bukari Sharif, good evening, Freedom FM family. I'm closely following the show for New Crew Town. Thanks for the updates. Name Mohammed Baldi. Good evening, my Liberian brother and sister. Mohammed again. Good evening, Freedom families. Andrew T. Namwe, I think I read that. Of course, that's all today. Sorry, guys, we couldn't continue the show based on some uh, uh, circumstances, whether technical problem back home. So we couldn't continue the show. But thank you for your comments and thank you for watching us. This is our country, and we all need to contribute, whether you in a party or not in a party, whatever you are. Liberia is what we have, and we all need to talk about Liberia and see how best all of us can do. Now, all of us can work in government. Maybe you can establish your farm, whatever, whether it is fish farming, that'll be good. The people will be able to have food to eat. Even if it is a cucumber, bingo, that's good vegetable as well. Uh, and any other thing that we can get our hands on. We got a fertile land that even the Portuguese, they really, really loved and called it the spice country or the green, GRAIN country or the vegetables country. Liberia, we can grow anything we can eat, and we can eat anything we grow. So let all of us get involved with the rebuilding of Mama Liberia. Sometimes we talk politics on all this stuff, which is good for me. I love politics, and I cannot um, separate politics, culture, and faith. I cannot separate them because all of them were created for God, by God, for our good, and for the glorification of the one who created them. So, thank you, and we shall see you tomorrow at the same time on the same frequency. Freedom FM, Liberia, and Radio LIB